Hello, on behalf of Showcase Springfield, my name is Wilfredo Melendez. We're here today at the Knights of Columbus in Chicopee, celebrating a prestigious award being given to two Boy Scouts who have reached the level of Eagle Scouts. Hi, on behalf of Showcase Springfield, this is Wilfredo Melendez at the Knights of Columbus in the award ceremony for the Eagle Scouts, a medal being presented to Jose and Cesar Colon. With me are members of his family who have taken the time to be here. And may I ask your name?
Leia Colon.
And yours?
Sule Acevedo.
And what is your name? And are you related or to the Colons?
They're my brothers.
Okay.
Primo, cousin.
Cousin, and you?
Same deal.
Dios, all right. Thank you for being here. They want to ask you a question, and they want to know how you feel about being here in this event. Can you take a moment to think about it and tell me, let them know what you feel about what's going on with them and you being present here today?
Well, I'm very proud of my brother, Cesar and Joe. They have accomplished a lot. They got all the way up to here to their Eagle Scouts, and they've been like this since they were little, and I was involved in that. So I'm really happy that they achieved it. No matter they had their ups and downs and they wanted to give up, but they made it, and I'm proud to be here with our family.
Very good. A proud sister. One proud sister. And then you, anything you'd like to say in regards to how you feel being here for this event?
Well, I feel proud for my cousins that they finally made it. There was times like we were going through high school and they didn't want to go to the meetings and stuff, but they still went and they kept going and they finally completed it.
Great. So they had the little ups and downs, just like everybody else, but they held on strong, and here they are now. Herb is very proud that this event is going on, and he's happy that you guys are here. On behalf of the Colon family, they want to thank you for being present. Now, can she say something? Can you say something to your cousin, is it?
Their uncles.
Is there something you want to say?
What do you want to say to your uncles? Say it.
Say it loud.
Put your hand out. Say it.
She said,
She said I love them, right?
She said, I love them.
right. One more final question. What do you feel about the Boy Scouts of America?
I think it's good for kids. I mean, it takes them out of trouble. It gives them involved in other things for like the community, and it's good for colleges, and it's a lot.
Great, great. Well, thank you for your time, and once again, thank you for being here for the awards. Jose and Cesar Colon, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. On behalf of Showcase Springfield, we are at the Knights of Columbus celebrating a prestigious award being given to two young scouts who have reached the level of Eagle. And the medals are being awarded today in this ceremony here in the Chicopee Knights of Columbus. With me is both of the honorees, Joseph and Cesar Colon, who are receiving the Medal of Eagle Scout. Joseph and Cesar Colon, The award being given you today is a very prestigious honor. How do you feel about that at this moment?
Well, I feel that this award has very great significance, and I think that me and my brother really have earned this badge, and I think that we both had hard work and a lot of people really contributed to our success in this program, and I just want to thank them.
Anybody in particular you can think of right now? I know there's so many. Any names you want to?
Really just want to thank my dad and my parents, my mom and dad. I mean, they did a lot. They went through so much, and I just think that I just thank God that they've been there for the whole time, and I just thank my mom for just going camping with us and messing with us bugs and kicking us.
Anything you might want to say also?
Thanks to the troop, I guess. Thanks to my dad for being there. I needed help.
Congratulations on this award. It's a very prestigious award.
I'd like to thank my dad for being there with me through the camp house and everything, and my mom and my brother for being there.
Now, I wanted to just probably put you on the spot now. You guys are twins, okay? And you've been together through this from the very beginning. Can you tell me at what age you began?
Well, we started at the age of 5 or 6 in the Tiger program, and we went all the way through the Cub Scouting program, crossed over when we were 11 and a half, and we just started in Troop 9 with my father. We went through Troop 9, converged to Troop 10, and that's where we ended off. Troop 10, Eagle Scouts, that's where we are right now.
If looking back at your trail, did you ever knew that you would be getting here, that you would reach this point?
I didn't know it would be Faith who would help me, my mom. Yeah. Help me along getting Eagle Scout. I thought I was going to make it over myself, so I helped the troop and everybody along the way.
I knew I have a lot of willpower, and I just knew that that's the one thing I wanted to make Eagle. I knew that was going to make my parents proud. It's going to make me proud. And in the future, I think I'm going to impact a lot of lives in Springfield. And I know I did something good for me, my family, and society.
And you surely have, by showing. Thank you for your time here, and congratulations. And once again, thank you.
Good evening. We'll start this right now. Before you stands a single lighted candle. It represents the spirit of scouting. The law of this troop is the scout law. The scout also lives by another code. This is the scout oath or promise. The scout oath describes 3 duties that every scout must accept. Duty to God and country, duty to others, and duty to self. At this time, I'm going to let the scouts explain to you the meaning of the scout oath and the 12 points of the scout law. A candle will be lit for each point.
On my honor, by giving your word, you are promising to be guided by the ideals of the scout oath.
I will do my best.
Try hard to live up to the points of the scout oath. Measure your achievements against your own high standards and don't be influenced by peer pressure or what other people do.
To do my duty to God.
Your family and religious leader teach you about God and the ways you can serve it. You do your duty to God by following the wisdom of those teachings every day and by respecting and defending the rights of other people to practice their own beliefs.
And my country.
Help keep the United States a strong and fair nation by learning about our system of government and other responsibilities as a citizen and future voter. America is made up of countless families and communities. When you work to improve your community and your home, you are serving your country. Natural resources are another important part of American heritage, worthy of your efforts to understand, protect, and use wisely. What you do can make a real difference.
And to obey the scout law.
The 12 points of the Scout Oath are guidelines that lead you towards wise choices. When you obey the Scout law, other people will respect you for the way you live and the way you respect yourself.
And to help other people at all times.
There are many people who need you. Your cheerful smile and your helping hand will ease the burden of many who need assistance. By helping out whenever possible, you are doing your part to make this a better world.
To keep myself physically strong.
Take care of your body so that it will serve you well for an entire lifetime. That means eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly to build strength and endurance. It also means avoiding harmful drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and anything else that can harm your health.
Mental awake.
Develop your mind both in the classroom and outside of school by being curious about everything around you, and work hard to make the most of your abilities. With an inquiring attitude and a willingness to ask questions, you can learn much about the exciting world around you and your role in it.
And wear these straight.
To be a person of strong character, your relationship with others should be honest and open. You should respect and defend the rights of all people. Be clean in your speech and actions, and remain faithful in your religious beliefs. The values of your practices as a Scout will help you shape a life of virtue and self-reliance.
The meaning of the Scout law.
The Scout is trustworthy.
A Scout tells the truth. He is honest, and he keeps his promise. People can depend on him.
The Scout is loyal.
A Scout is true to his family, friends, Scout leaders, school, and nation.
The Scout is helpful.
A Scout cares about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward.
The Scout is friendly.
A Scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other Scouts. He offers his friendship to people of all race and nation, and respects themselves if their beliefs and customs are different from his own.
The Scout is courteous.
A Scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that using good manners makes it easier for people to get along.
The Scout is kind.
A Scout knows there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. Without good reason, he does not harm or kill any living thing.
The Scout is obedient.
A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them change in any orderly manner rather than disobeying them.
The Scout is cheerful.
A Scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does take that comes his way. He tries to make others happy.
The Scout is thrifty.
A Scout works to pay his own way and to help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property.
The Scout is brave.
A Scout can face danger although he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
The Scout is clean.
A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He chooses the company of those who live by high standards. He helps keep his home and community clean.
The Scout is reverent.
The Scout is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Ron Harrell.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, fellow Scouters, friends, and family, it is with a great honor that by the power vested in me tonight by the National Boy Scouts of America, the Pioneer Valley Council, and the National Eagle Scouts Association, I open this Eagle Court of Honor. I would like to recognize, before I forget, several special guests who are not on the program. First, Rafael Nazario, the mayor's aide from the city of Springfield. Secondly, from Chicopee High School, the ROTC instructor, Major Keith Poulin. From our scouting world, Assistant District Commissioner Ed Morrow. Our Council Commissioner Steve Nelson. And our former district executive, William Dunbar. Now, will the honor guard please bring before this court of honor Life Scouts Cesar Colon and Joseph Colon. Now, to tell us what it takes to become an Eagle Scout, I would like to invite Neil Hawley from the Springfield Fire Department, and he's also the Troop 10 Charter Representative, and Rigoberto Serrano Pachi.
It's not too often I get to do this as an Eagle ceremony where I get an interpreter. Usually through the fire department, I have somebody speaking Spanish for me. So I'll get my Spanish stuff out of the way real quick. Bombero amigo. Fuego. That's it, folks. That's all the Spanish I know. So you got it covered after that. Okay. I'll be okay, perfect. Okay. What does it take to become an Eagle Scout? In this case, too. Significance. The fact that a boy is an Eagle Scout has always carried with it special significance, not only in scouting, but also as he enters higher education, business, or industry, and have well maintained over the years. Not every boy who joins Boy Scout troops earns the Eagle Scout rank. Only about 5% of all boys do so. This represents more than 1.7 million Boy Scouts who have earned the rank since 1912. Nevertheless, the goals of scouting, citizenship training, character development, personal fitness remain important for all Scouts, whether or not they attain the Eagle Scout rank.
¿Cuánto cuesta convertirse en un Scout Eagle? El significado. El hecho de que un niño se convierta en Eagle Scout ha tenido siempre un significado muy especial, no solo en Scouting, pero también al entrar en alguna carrera educativa, algún negocio o industria y hasta en el servicio comunitario. Este rango se basa en la habilidad del niño para alcanzar sus metas a través de sus años en Scouting. No todo niño que entra en Scouting logra el rango de Eagle o águila. Aproximadamente solo el 5% de todos los niños en Scouting llegan a lograr dicha meta. Este número representa más de 1.7 millones de Boy Scouts alrededor del mundo que han alcanzado el rango Eagle desde el año 1912. Sin embargo, los objetivos de Scouting continúan: ciudadanía, desarrollo del carácter y la salud personal. Estos se mantienen todavía para todos los Scouts, ya sean que logren
And merit badges.
el progreso. Para obtener el rango de Eagle, el cual representa el más alto honor en Scouting, el niño escucha tiene que adquirir los requerimientos obligatorios en los avances de liderato, servicio a la comunidad y destrezas de campamento. Aunque existen otras opciones disponibles para cada niño, este compromiso se demuestra a través de áreas todavía más profundas, llenas de destrezas específicas para avanzar a este rango, desde Tenderfoot hasta Eagle. Para avanzar, el niño escucha debe pasar unas pruebas específicas que son organizadas a través de requerimientos o insignias de mérito.
Merit badges. Merit badges signify the mastery of certain scoutcraft skills, as well as helping boys increase their skill in an area of personal interest. Of the 120 merit badges available, 21 must be earned to qualify for Eagle Scout. Of this group, 12 badges are required, including first aid, citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, and citizenship in the world, communications, environmental science, personal fitness, personal management, camping, and family life. In addition, a scout has a choice between emergency preparedness and life-saving, and a choice among cycling, hiking, and swimming.
Las insignias de mérito significan la maestría de ciertas destrezas. Todo esto en Scouting, como también ayudan al niño a desarrollar sus propios intereses. De las 120 insignias de mérito disponibles, 21 de ellas deben obtenerse para alcanzar Eagle. De este grupo, 12 son requeridas para todos en Scouting, incluyendo primeros auxilios, ciudadanía en la comunidad, ciudadanía en la nación, ciudadanía del mundo, comunicaciones, ciencias ambientales, entrenamiento físico, manejo personal, campamento y vida familiar. En adición, un niño escucha puede escoger entre las siguientes dos: preparación de emergencias, ciclismo, caminata y natación.
Scoutmaster Conference. At each of his rank advancements, a Boy Scout takes part in a Scoutmaster Conference. These conferences help the Scout to set goals for himself in line with his individual talents and abilities. At each conference, the Scoutmaster helps him evaluate how well he accomplished his present goal and then works with him in setting new goals.
Durante el proceso de ganar estas insignias de méritos y estos rangos, el niño escucha participa en las conferencias con su líder de tropa, o el que se le conoce como Scoutmaster. Dichas conferencias ayudan al niño escucha a organizar y coordinar sus metas por sí mismo, basándose en sus propias habilidades y talentos. En cada conferencia, el Scoutmaster ayuda al niño a evaluar su trabajo en cuanto a sus metas y cómo llegar a ellas para lograr el rango final.
Service and responsibility. Beginning with the star rank and continuing through life and Eagle, a Scout must demonstrate participation in increasingly more responsible service projects. At these levels, he also must demonstrate leadership skills by holding one or more specific youth positions of responsibility in his troop.
Comenzando por el rango estrella y luego confirmado a través del rango vida y águila, el niño escucha debe demostrar una alta participación y liderato al hacerse cada vez responsable de más proyectos y más responsabilidades dentro de su tropa. A estos niveles, el niño escucha debe también demostrar destrezas de liderato al guiar a uno o más escuchas en los trabajos dentro de su propia tropa y patrulla.
Steps in advancement. Advancement, one of the highest methods by which the aims of scouting are achieved, has 4 steps through each award level. First, the scout learns. Much of his learning comes from other boys in his patrol or troop, and by active participation in troop program. His patrol activities are directed towards the skills he needs. Every troop hike, camping trip, or other activity offers potentially learning experiences. A scout learns to pitch a tent by pitching one, to use a compass by finding directions, and to cook a meal by having to prepare it and eat it. Second, a scout is tested. The specific requirements determine the kind of testing. Verbal testing is significant in some instances. In other instances, the scout must demonstrate his skills by doing. Third, a scout is reviewed. The purpose of the review is to ensure that all requirements for advancement have been met. This includes a check of the scout's attitude and practice of the ideals of scouting, in addition to his scoutcraft skills. The decision regarding whether a scout has met the required standards to qualify for rank advancement begins with the troop, and for the Eagle Scout rank is approved by the district, local council, and finally the national council. Fourth, the scout is recognized. The final step in advancement involves presentation of the badge, usually at a ceremony before the entire troop.
Uno de los 8 métodos en la cual se otorgan estos logros en Scouting tiene 4 niveles de preparación. Número 1, o el primero. El niño escucha, aprende. La mayor parte de su aprendizaje viene a través del compartir con otros niños escuchas en su patrulla y su participación en las actividades de la tropa. Sus actividades de patrulla van dirigidas hacia destrezas específicas. Cada tropa lleva a cabo caminatas, campamentos al aire libre y otras actividades que ofrecen el potencial de actividades para el avance. El niño escucha, aprende a levantar una tienda de campaña o caseta, a utilizar un compás de direcciones y a preparar una comida la cual deberá ser ingerida por el niño escucha y su tropa. Segundo, el niño escucha se prueba en los requerimientos específicos de Scouting, determinando cada tipo de prueba. Estas pruebas o exámenes verbales son suficientes en muchas instancias. Sin embargo, en otras, el niño escucha debe mostrar sus destrezas al hacer. Tercero, el niño escucha es evaluado y el propósito de estas evaluaciones es en asegurarnos que todos los requerimientos de avances se logren. Esto incluye la verificación de la actitud del niño escucha, la práctica de sus ideales en Scouting y sus destrezas de Scouting que se miden en la decisión final. Esta decisión, referente a cómo el niño escucha logra su rango, debe cualificar en las siguientes áreas. Primero, en su distrito. Segundo, en su consejo local. Y finalmente, a nivel nacional. Cuarto, el niño escucha se le reconoce o se premia en el paso final para alcanzar el águila o Eagle Scout, que envuelve la presentación de las insignias de mérito, usualmente en ceremonias frente a toda su tropa, su familia y su comunidad. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, gentlemen. I didn't mention that Mr. Serrano is a former district executive in our council, and he's coming back. He's coming back because he has a young son.
Yes.
In a few years, will be a Tiger Cub. Next, I'd like to invite Mr. Jim Gibo for the call of the Eagle.
The call of the Eagle. I am the voice of the Eagle. I speak for the Eagles whose summit you have struggled so hard to reach. We remember well when you first came to the base of our mountain and how you looked up with ambition and determination. Pause for a moment and look back over the trail you have climbed. Look back at the adventures you have encountered on your ascent. These experiences are valuable adventures you have encountered. Teach if you but hate them. We remember when you took your first step upon a Boy Scout trail. With your first step, you began to start living the Scout oath and law. You began to build yourself physically, mentally, and morally. Your brother Scouts then called you a tenderfoot. And they were right, for you were indeed a tenderfoot. But not for long, for as you climbed, you soon reached a turning in the trail. And you were greeted by a large group of friendly second-class Scouts. Some, like yourself, were stopped to catch their breath before continuing along the trail. But you studied more, you worked harder, you continued your climb, and soon came to another turning, the place where first-class Scouts dwell. They were found they were found a green flowered meadow close by a crystal clear stream, sparkling in sunshine. Many other scouts rested beside the murmuring waters. You were tempted to remain, but your ambition spared you, and you continued your adventure. We next remember your progress when you turned the trail to become a Star Scout. You found the trail for the first class had been an optical illusion, not so difficult as it had first seemed. This inspired you to push onward, to climb higher. But now the trail was steeper and less traveled. Fewer steps seemed headed in your direction. You looked back and saw crowds below you. You looked up and saw very few above. Yet with your same determination as you started your climb, now enhanced by experience and formed resolve, you continue to push up the trail. Soon you turned another corner on the trail, and a heart-shaped badge of the Life Scout was placed on your uniform. You will always recall the thoughts in your heart at this moment. It has been experienced by all Scouts reaching this legend of life. Now I am close to the eagle. I will carry on. But the trail now grows tougher and fainter. Many seem to falter along the way. The original sample principles of the Scout Oath Law take on a fuller meaning as you understanding grows greater. We have watched you character unfold and become manlier. We have watched your leadership ability expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. Yes, we have watched all of these things in you. And now that you are standing at the summit of the trail in the glory of the sunshine and the wind and cloud at the threshold of your goal, we applaud you and welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a true Scout-like manner.
Thank you, Mr. Gibo. Mr. Gibo is a longtime scholar, Cub Scout leader, Boy Scout leader, venture, crew advisor. Presently, he is in charge of program and training for both Springfield Chickering District and Valley Council. Now, for the Eagle Scout Challenge. The foremost responsibility, you guys get with this way. Talk to you this time. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. He knows that a Scout is trustworthy. It is the very first point of the Scout Law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to him, but also because of the vital significance of the example that he sets for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on his home, his church, his troop, and his community. May the white of the Eagle Badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. The Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. His loyalty to his troop and brother Scouts makes him pitch in and carry his share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. But the glue of the Eagle Badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but also the determination to stand up for what is right. Trusting in God with faith in his fellow man, he looks forward to each day, seeking his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle Badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the Second Class Scout Award, which has its ends turned up in a smile. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others helped him in his climb to the Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when one enters a more adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and the helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and the oppressed. He holds the right of others while defending his own. He will always be prepared to put forward his best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility. Ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Gumacino Gomez, who is the chairman of our Impacto Latino program.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is. I'm still jet lagging. I just came back from Lorain, Ohio, about an hour ago, where I have been here since last Tuesday, giving honors to Vietnam Veterans of America. I arrived in Lorain Tuesday night around 2 o'clock in the Wednesday morning, or 2 o'clock in the morning. And the first thing that I was told by the individual that had invited us, when I say us, I'm referring to Sergeant First Class Jorge Otero Barreto, the most decorated veteran out of Puerto Rico in the Vietnam War possible, out of all veterans in the United States of America that fought in that war, something that we are investigating. And he had told us that the next morning there was going to be a funeral for the first KIA killed in action individual of that county in the war of Iraq. Right away, I told him that I wanted to participate of that funeral. Got up early morning, went to the high school where they were celebrating the funeral, where it was the high school where this individual had graduated from. Thousands of people. But one thing that caught my eye, there were hundreds of scouters here at this funeral. And that caught my eye. I saw a fellow wood badger, and I went and identified myself with him as wood badger myself. Sat down, went through the first stages of this funeral, and then the scoutmaster had an opportunity to get up in front of this thousands and thousands of people that were there to address them. Come to find out that this young man had been an Eagle Scout. That really struck me because I knew that tonight I was going to be here with you in celebrating this great event for these two young men in the Colon family that I have been in their family and theirs in my family for generations. As far as I can remember scouting with my two kids, Adam and Gumercindo Manning, when they were little guys. Not little guys no more though. Because the father of scouting in our community was, and it is, Heriberto Colon. Thank you, Heriberto, for what you have done for us. So that really touched me because this young man and the mayor and the elected officials that were there and everybody else really talked highly about this individual, how he went through the community, giving of himself for the community through scouting, and achieved the highest award that you two guys are to receive tonight. I was proud when I heard that a fellow veteran had given his life to our country, fighting and defending our freedom and our Constitution and our way of life. Then I was so proud when I found out that he was an Eagle Scout. Because then I understood that he had gone all the way. All the way. And I know that our God has special place for that individual. Someplace, somewhere. Hopefully we will meet him through our life. Today, as chairperson of Pacto Latino that we started back in '95, we celebrate these two young men and this family. This is our third, because Pacto Latino has left their mark in Springfield and in the Valley. I remember when we started, when Larry was after me, trying to convince me. Finally he did. We did and are doing those fine things for our community and the kids. That makes me proud. It takes a village, as they say, to grow a kid. I'm telling you, these leaders in Pacto Latino is doing it. I'm very, very proud of them. So proud, especially for Mr. Colon, Mr. Gomez, the rest of you leaders, Wanda, Eva Gomez. Started there, all of us. Catching a little hell, but we gave it all and continue to give it all we have. Just because of our kids. We only don't do it for our kids, we do it for everybody else's kids that come along, and we receive them and ensure that they have good way of life, because I have met many of those kids that today are young men and they're doing superb, they're doing great. I was surprised to see Nathan Ramos today achieve the rank of Specialist E4. And I'm pretty sure that Eagle Scout badge had a lot to do with it, young man. I'll salute you, my brother, my son. And you too. You got a future. You're escalating. You're getting the tools to advance. Who knows? One of you might become the President of the United States. Or probably both of you, President, Vice President. You got the badge, you got the tools. Use them well, use them well. From the Board of Directors of the Puerto Rican Veterans Association, our President, Jim Santiago, who cannot be here with us today, but we do have Heriberto Colon, who is a member of our board, and Freddie Vasquez, who is a member of our board, so we're well represented. We do got our staff here with Fredo Melendez in the back and Nate Patterson. The Puerto Rican Veterans Association is well represented. They send their best to you. And I know there's a letter that was sent to you guys in behalf of the board. So I congratulate you. Just get out there and give it hell. All right? See? Oh, well, not informed. 100 scouts. This has been around quite a while. The number of scouts who make Eagle changes periodically. The number listed was reported as accurate in 1998. Probably some of the other statistics have changed also, but the impact is still the same. Of any 100 boys who become scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in the first year. Perhaps this may be regarded as failure, but later in life, all of this will remember that they have been in scouting and will speak well of the program. Of the 100, only rarely will one ever appear before a juvenile court judge. 12 of the 100 will be from families that belong to no church. Through scouting, this 12 and many of their families will be brought into contact with church and will continue to be active all their lives. 6 of the 100 will become pastors. Each of the 100 will learn something from scouting, and all will develop hobbies that will add interest throughout the rest of their lives. Approximately 1.5 will serve in the military in varying degrees, profit from the scouting training. At least one will use it to save another person's life, and many may credit it for saving their own. 4 of the 100 will reach Eagle rank, and at least one will later say that he valued his Eagle above his college degree. Many will find their future vocation through merit badge work and scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will become adult leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys. 1 in 4 boys in America will become scouts. But it is interesting to know that of the leaders of this nation in business, religion, politics, and 3 out of 4 were scouts. The story will never end. When the golden pebbles of service drop into the human sea, it will continue to radiate in ever widening circles, influencing the characters of men through unending time. Just what I say.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. For the young scouts in the room, if anyone needs a public speaking merit badge counselor, everyone right here. Next, I'd like to invite our council, Pioneer Valley Council Executive and Assistant Council Executive Larry Bystrand and Brian Shanky to give the Eagle charge.
We'd like all Eagle Scouts present to join us up here and thank Cesar and Joe for the Eagle Scout charge. All Eagle Scouts present. And Cesar and Joe, if you would stand. I have the honor of administering to you the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest award in scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most meaningful and significant movements in the world's history. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as being worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man, each of you. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these good things depend for the most part on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past. You can help make the future even greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be leaders, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God, and whatever others may do, you will leave behind your record of which every other Scout may be justly proud. I'll now ask you to make the Scout sign and to repeat after Mr. Shane.
I realize my obligation to my fellow men, my home. My country and my God. I will at all times do my best.
I will at all times do my best
To assist others to live with honor, loyalty,
to assist others,
courage, and service,
service,
and to be a living example of the Scout oath and law to the best of my ability. Two.
Your conduct along the trail has been excellent. But one more thing is important, your future. As Eagle Scouts, you become guides to other Scouts. You become examples in your community. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibilities would reflect not only on you, but on your fellow Eagles and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but is also ours. Thank you. Eagles, be seated.
Now, just when they think they're about to get their Eagle badges and all the goodies that go with it, we have to take a little detour. Do we really know who these gentlemen are? I don't think so. So I'm going to ask Wanda Miranda to come and tell us who they are.
First of all, before I start my little story here of Cesar and Joe, I would like everyone to give Cesar and Joe an extra hand of applause because they started the Cub Scout programs for people that don't know that, and they also got the highest award in Cub Scout, and now they're getting the highest award for Boy Scouts. I am honored to be here today celebrating this great event as a parent of an Eagle Scout. I know that Soila and Herbie are very proud today of Cesar and Joe. I met Heriberto Colon through the Puerto Rican Veterans Association when I used to work for the agency. Herbie, as a good salesman, introduced to me the program of the Boy Scouts of America. At that time, my son was a young one, so he encouraged me to enlist Nathan into the program of Boy Scouts. Of course, a lot of you don't know my son Nathan Ramos did not like the program, but mother here forced him to go. I signed him up and made him go, and that's where I became my relationship with Heriberto Colon and Victor Gomez. As we went along, I asked, as we became good friends, he introduced to me his lovely wife, and I met Cesar and Joe when they were about 6 years old. The problem with Cesar and Joe when they were 6 years old is that Cesar and Joe looked a lot alike. They looked like identical twins. And they loved to play games on who can guess who was Cesar and who was Joe. I remember one day when Nathan was in high school and he started playing football, and Joe, who's the shy one, wanted to go with me to see Nathan play football, but he didn't know how to ask me. At that time, we were kind of getting really, really close to and attached. So I looked at him and said, "Hey, Cesar, you want to go to the football game?" He said, "Sure." So I took Joe, thinking it was Cesar, and we had a great time. And of course, throughout the whole day, I called him Cesar, and he answered. And then when I realized later on in life that he wasn't Cesar, I said, "Joe, why did you do that to me?" He said, "Well, you couldn't figure who I was, so I just went along with the game." As I got to know the twins and we had a special bond, of course, Sola at that time was working nights, and Herbie was always military duty. Sola always asked me if once in a while, I can watch out for the boys. So I always told the kids, "You know my cell phone, any problem, just let me know." Of course, I always got all these weird calls. "Wanda, I got locked out of the house." But then that became a habit. I got locked out of the house a lot. It was just a trick for the boys to come over and hang out with me and my son. So I would pick them up no matter where I was. It didn't bother me. I still remember my first camping with the Boy Scouts, which Cesar, Joe, and Nathan thought it was a field day. And Manny, I don't know if you were there too. I said, "Okay," of course, you can never say no to Mr. Colon. So Soyla and I got very excited to go on our first camping trip. I didn't know there was no running water, no toilet, us women. So I said, "Okay, well, here we go." And we had a great time. But the highlight for them was that there was no water running and they had women in the camping. I remember all the good and the bad, the birthdays, the funerals. I remember all the cookouts, family gatherings. The one that I remember the most is the cruise that we took together. I had to share the room with Cesar and Joe. Cesar and Joe did not like my snoring. As Cesar and Joe would come in at 1 or 2 in the morning, I would tell them, "Wake me up, then you guys can fall asleep, and then I can fall asleep, and nobody's, annoyed." And then they would snore, and then I couldn't sleep. Of course, we learned everything about the cruise ship with these two, right, Soyla and Herbie? We knew where everything was. But you know what? We had a wonderful vacation. Then the highlight of this relationship was when they had a military ball. Herbie was away, and Soyla had to work, and they asked me if I can drop them off. And I said, "Sure, no problem." I thought, Worcester or whatever, but it was in Chicopee somewhere. So I dropped them off, and, me, I'm a nagging mother. I'm over here fixing their uniforms. "You guys gotta look good in your military uniform." So they're laughing at each other and say, "Let's tell the teacher when he comes over that Wanda is a crazy relative of the family, okay?" I'm like, "What?" They're like, no. Let's tell her. "How are we gonna say?" They kept back and forth. I'm like, "What are you guys talking?" "Oh, nothing." And I heard about the crazy relative. I said, "Yeah, I dare you guys." So one of the teachers came over and they're like, "Hey, Cesar, who's that?" And they're like, "Oh, that's our aunt." And I'm looking at that, much better. And it kind of hit me when they say aunt. I was like, wow, they really think of me as an aunt. I'm kind of liking that. As the relationship came along, I got a call from Joe, who was very worried because he wanted someone to take pictures at prom. And he called me early in the day, and I said, yes, I'll be there, because people that know me, I'm always late for activities, and he knows that. So he called me, and I said, yes, I'll be there. I get home, then I get a call from Mother, Zoila, are you coming? The kids are dressed up, come on, come on, come on. I said, I'm on my way, I'm grabbing the camera, I'm on my way now. So I took lots of pictures, and then was the graduation. They asked me again, are you coming to graduation? You can take pictures. I said, of course. I was late. I got there, they were already marched and sat. So when they march and sit, you don't know where the kids are. They all look alike in cap and gowns. So as I found Joe and Soil and Herbie, I'm like, where are the boys? And they're like, we don't know, we're trying to find where they're sitting. And I remember a girl saying, they're on that side. So I told them, well, I'm gonna go around to find the boys so I can take pictures. But now, it's a ceremony, people are talking and stuff like that. All of a sudden, I hear the silence, and I hear Leah, their sister, yelling, Cesar, Joe! And all of a sudden, I see the heads peeking. I said, there they are! So I'm on the other side. I'm like, well, nobody knows me in this activity. Oh, what the heck? I waited till there were silence. I'm like, Joe! Joe, over here! And Joe looked at me, he said, oh no. So I was able to take pictures at the graduation. But today, I would like to give a special thanks to these people that helped you, Cesar and Joe, make Eagle today. Mr. Gumecindo Gomez, thank you. Heriberto Colon, thank you. Victor, Pachi, Agudelo, and myself. This is for people that are not in scouting. Please, you should join this program. As a single parent, love the Scouts, and I hope that I will continue to work with the Scouts, and I hope that when my son is a father, if it's a daughter, well, here we come, Girl Scouts, but if it's a son, Boy Scouts, we're staying on. Congratulations, Cesar and Joe, and I am honored to be alive today.
Very nice, very nice. Next, I would like to ask our President District Executive, Karen Crichton, to come to carry out the Eagle presentation.
Before I do that, if anyone does want to join the Scouts and take her up on it, you can see me afterwards and I'll sign you up. I have applications in the back of my car. Okay, before the Eagle Award is bestowed upon you, I am going to ask the Honor Guard to escort the parents to your side. Honor Guard, please escort Mr. and Mrs. Roberto Colon to join the sons at the podium. By now you probably think we will never get around to presenting your badges. Well, you're wrong. The time has finally come, and the honor of pinning your eagle on your uniform rightfully falls to the persons most responsible for your being here, your parents. Eagle candidates, Cesar and Joseph Colon, we are finally at the point you have been waiting for. It is now time to formally present this high badge of accomplishment. By the authority vested in me, by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you an Eagle Scout. your greatest source of inspiration in your quest for the Eagle Award. I'm going to ask that she pin your Eagle Award on your left pocket. Cesar! In recognition of fatherly advice and guidance along the trail to Eagle, I will ask this Eagle Scout's father now to present to his son the Eagle Scout certificate and personal letter of accommodation from the Chief Scout Executive, Boy Scouts of America. As the symbol of what his mother has made possible, the court will now ask the Eagle to present his mother with this Eagle Mother pin. As the symbol of what his father has made possible, the court will now ask this Eagle to present his father with the Eagle Father's Pin. May I congratulate you again, and may I remind you that the scouting should now become an even greater tie between the father, or the son and parents, binding you even more closely as a family. To you, Eagle Scout Cesar and Joseph Cologne, I express confidence that you will honor scouting with your life and service as today scouting honors you. Honor guard, please escort Cesar and Joseph Cologne's parents back to their seats.
That stuff is always fun. I'd like to share with you a story about the legend of the rose. Throughout scouting's history, the rose has been associated with the presentation of the eagle. The path of a boy from scout to eagle is long and oftentimes hard. He does not travel the trail to eagle alone. Many people have been involved with him in this process. There is one person in particular that is honored in addition to the Eagle Scout, and that person is his mother. From that first overnight campout to the pinning on of his eagle, she has shared the adventures of scouting with her son in a very special way. With her guidance and encouragement, she has helped her son achieve a goal many fail to reach. She has watched her son mature from a young boy to a young man with a purpose to his life. She has been there to share his excitement of camping and hiking with his brother scouts. She has watched load after load of dirty clothes brought home from camping trips. Most important of all, she has been there for her son when the going got rough and spirits were low, as only a mother can. Her love has been an important ingredient in her son's achievement. Tonight, Cesar and Joseph would like to honor not only their mother, but also their grandmother, with the presentation of 7 red roses, each rose a symbol of rank in the 7 ranks of scouting. Zola Cologne, mother. And Ms. Vanessa Cologne, grandmother. Okay, now we move on to bunches of good stuff. I'd like to introduce Ms. Marie DeBarge to the podium for the presentation of citations.
Good evening. My name is Marie DeBarge. I'm the chairperson of Troop 10. We are proudly sponsored by the Brotherhood of the Springfield of the Firefighters. Hi, guys. Feeling a little warm yet? Yeah, I think. Well, I don't why. People just think you need to be honored. But I'll tend to the ceremony for that for you. You gentlemen have received quite a few certificates and letters explaining what your job is as an Eagle Scout. You've also received numerous citations. Now, I'm not going to read them all because that could keep us here all night, but I'd just like to read a few to you. From George and Barbara Bush. Do those names ring a bell? Congratulations, you have demonstrated an explanatory commitment to personal excellence in achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, and we are delighted to join in commending you on this outstanding accomplishment. The Boy Scouts of America, an organization, embodies the finest in our nation's traditional values, which makes this recognition of your efforts all the more special. Keep up the good work. With our best regards, George and Barbara Bush. His father also sent their best wishes. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff have recognized you. Jimmy Carter, does that name ring a bell? Congratulations. I know you must be proud and happy to attain the rank of Eagle Scout. May the high goals and ideals that led you to this special honor continue to inspire you in years ahead. Jimmy Carter. Mr. Dick Cheney, the Vice President of the United States. Congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Your troop and family must be very proud of your accomplishments. This is a remarkable achievement and one that will take pride in your entire life. Your scouting work provides you with a good base for your future in whatever career you choose. The experiences you have had will broaden the opportunities you have available to you. My sincere best wishes for the future, Dick Cheney. You also received a letter from John Kerry, U.S. Senator, James Brady, the U.S. Fish and Game, the National Rifle Association. Duval Patrick wishes to send his congratulations on the great milestone of earning the honor of the Boy Scouts Eagle of America. Rising to the rank of Eagle Scout is a remarkable accomplishment requiring hard work and principled dedication to service, community, and leadership. These are attributes essential to improving our shared civic life. You, your parents, and each member of Troop 10 should be very proud. With this honor, you join a company of distinguished citizens, including congressmen, governors, astronauts, company executives, and other public citizens. You are an example for your community, and your efforts, as well as those of your troop, help us all to look forward to a bright future. The U.S. Department of Drug Enforcement has sent you a special letter as well as a patch. The Lions Club, the Coca-Cola Company, the U.S. Postal Service. I wonder how they heard. Richard Neal, House of Representatives, sends you the following letter. I am proud to join with your family, friends, and fellow Scouts in honoring your achievement in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. The realization of this goal comes as a result of your dedicated efforts and superior talent in a variety of endeavors. This is certainly an achievement of which you can be justly proud. The future holds a bright promise for young men of your caliber, and I am delighted to extend my warmest personal congratulations at this time. The Western Mass Bilingual Veterans Outreach Center has also sent you a letter of congratulations, as well as, give me 1 second, I don't have enough room here. Cheryl Rivera, she is the chairwoman of the Committee on Children and Families and Persons with Disabilities, has sent you this beautiful, can you see it, Cesar? And I know that there is a representative from the City of Springfield. Would you like to present your award, please?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rafael Nazario from the Mayor's Office, City of Springfield. Cologne brothers, Cesar and Joseph, or Joseph and Cesar, whichever way we can go with that. I can truly say that this is a prestige moment. And I know that your father is highly proud of you. And I know that your mother has seen the sacrifices and the commitment you have brought forward. I was sitting at the table and trying to recognize and trying to summon up some words and trying to fathom what to tell the two of you. I had the privilege of participating myself in the program that Victor Gomez had in the North End back in the early 90s when I was a young boy myself. And I'm still a young man, still in college, served the United States Navy and in the National Guard. But at this moment, this doesn't mean much because we're here to recognize the Cologne brothers. Know that in our community and in the city of Springfield, this is rare. Doesn't happen often. And I hope that the two of you understand that you are leaders and that you are prestige. Deep down inside of me, I really don't know how to express myself. It's almost like when a Pentecostal says, I don't know what else to say but to speak in tongues to the Lord. And that is deep and that is honorable. And that is what we need in our community. Men and women, boys and girls who serve our community and who stand up for justice and righteousness. The Boy Scouts of America has truly represented that. I do apologize that the mayor has not been here and it's not here this evening. He's actually celebrating his 55th wedding anniversary. So on his behalf,